to the video about Rosetta Stone that will show you how to access your progress reports. You will first need to log in through your SSO on your computer. The reports are not available through the mobile app. Once you have logged in, please go to the link under the launch where you go to log into the program and click on My Reports. Here, you will be able to choose the language that you are in, from when to when you want the report to show information, and how you want to access that information. The best way is to leave it as the dates stand, and it will give you the most up-to-date information. And you may click on Create PDF. Let's see what this does. A window will pop up, and you will need to make sure that you open with Adobe Acrobat. If this does not show up or a different program shows up, please go to the drop-down menu and go to Other and pick Adobe Acrobat. Once you have done that, click OK. Here you will be able to see all of your progress from the last time that you logged in, and it will show you from the dates that are available, which is very far in the past, so you should have enough information in here. And this is Johnny Appleseed, and he's in Spanish, Latin America, level 1. There's also lots of information that you can gather from this Rosetta Stone progress report. First, your overall score. Your overall score is an average of all the scores of the completed status, so it will always be at least an 80% if not higher, as you will need certain percentages in order to have a status of complete. Then it will show you the curriculum that you are in. It should always say extended unless there are exceptions. If you believe you are in the wrong curriculum, please contact your Rosetta Stone facilitator. Next, it will show you last activity date. This is the last time that you logged in and did something within the Rosetta Stone program. The overall time spent shows you how long you've actually spent within Rosetta Stone doing your work from the start to the end date, as listed above. The progress percent will show you how much you have done within the Rosetta Stone language level that you are currently in. Johnny Appleseed has only completed 36%, so he still has a little ways to go. The learner group should match what you are in for your level. If it does not, please let your Rosetta Stone facilitator know. Current activity. This shows the activity that you were working on the last time that you logged in. If you have not logged in a while, it will say NA, and the next time that you log in, it will ask you to refresh your memory and do some simple activities to remind you of the things you've learned in previous lessons. Now let's scroll down to the chart part of our progress report. On the left-hand side, you will see all the activities listed. The U1 L1 core lesson will be the first lesson in every course. The U1 is speaking about Unit 1. L1 is speaking about Lesson 1. And then the next part is the lesson title itself. So even though there are multiple U1 L1s or Unit 1 Lesson 1s, they each have a different title attached to them because there are different topics that are reviewed in each lesson. Next, you will see the score. The score will show you how you did on that particular lesson. As we scroll down to Johnny, you will see that there are sometimes something that you start or don't finish, and you will see a long orange bar across. But also next to this one, it says adaptive recall. Adaptive recall means that you're actually going to have mastered that content through a simplified review. Once you have done that, it will be marked as adaptive recall, and it will also be considered a completed lesson, even though it says 0%. It just means that you have not actually done this entire lesson, but have done enough to understand the content, and that's what this adaptive recall means, that you have completed the lesson and mastered it. The next column is the status column. This will show you what you have completed, what has been done by adaptive recall, and what has not yet been started. The next column is the time spent column. This will show you how long it took you to do each lesson. This is very valuable as sometimes you can find that you're spending more time on the core lessons, or you're spending more time on the writing or the grammar. It's a great way to kind of see where you're having a difficult time and where things are easiest for you. Last attempt is the last time you attempted to take this lesson. Attempts is how many times you've accessed and tried to complete and master this lesson. Now let's check out the export CSV. These export XLS and export CSV are both very similar. They both will bring it up in Excel in Microsoft. So when you have the pop-up happen now, make sure that you open with Microsoft Excel, because this time we're actually looking at an Excel spreadsheet. You will also be able to see almost the same activities and different things that you've discussed in the previous with the PDF. In order to see more, highlight the top 6 columns, make sure they've turned green, and double-click on one of the lines when this double arrow pops up. This will expand your Excel spreadsheet so you're able to see all the data. The one thing that I like to do is now I click on the second row where all of my headers are, and I click Filter. Now I can go ahead and filter through all the different columns that I have here. In this column, I can find out which ones I did well in, what score I got. Here, under Status, I can filter out which ones I have not yet completed, which ones are completed, and which ones were done by adaptive recall. I can also do a filter to see which ones I'm spending most time on. So if I wanted to see which ones I spend a lot of time on, it looks like I spend a lot of time on my core lessons, which makes sense because that's where I'm learning a lot and where I'm taking the most time to understand. And then as I scroll down and get to the bottom, it looks like the listening and reading and some vocabulary pronunciation are also very easy for me. This can help you understand how to approach your lessons. You may want to start with all the core lessons first and then go back and do the smaller lessons, or you may want to choose to do the smaller lessons before you do the bigger core lessons. That's totally up to you. It's really helpful to have this data so that you can find out what the best way is for you to approach your learning. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please contact your Rosetta Stone facilitator.